Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Aokana, Extra 2. I just came back from the gym and ate some food, as per usual. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about my day, at least for today anyway. The gym's going great and I don't know, I feel like I actually was doing a lot better at the gym today compared to usual. I don't know why, maybe it's because I felt like I was there instead of just doing the motions. I mean, I always do my best effort when I go to the gym, but I don't know, for some reason today has just been a lot better. My sleep's been great, my weight is great too. I'm at 68 to 68.5, like that's the range that I'm at currently. I don't know how many pounds that is. I think that's about maybe, I'm trying to eyeball it. Let's see, maybe about 140, 145? I could be wrong. But yeah, pretty great. But a couple of days ago, I met up with my brother, right? Me and my sister was eating some seafood, and my brother also came along. And he actually offered me to go back to work. And because of recent events that happened in his company, I think I might actually get back to work too. Starting next month, most likely. It was not really gonna go too much into detail about it because it's definitely more of a private matter. But my sister is also helping him on the side anyway. But I'm gonna be probably working full-time when I do work for him again. I can safely say that I am pretty privileged to not really care too much about work for now, or right now anyway, because I don't really work for money, right? I have a decent amount of savings, I do stock trading, I get money from interest, I don't really live luxuriously, so I live in a third world country. There's a lot of like little things that add up, and that makes me able to live a comfortable life even though I'm not really working right now anymore, right? I don't pay rent, I only pay electricity, internet, and water, right? And also my own food, of course. So yeah. But the thing is, after hearing what happened to his company, and I really want my brother to actually, you know, like progress his company further. I used to not really be too much of a family person, but my brother has that drive, you know? You definitely know someone when they have a drive to push something, they have a vision. And to me, I'm not really the type of person that has a drive or a vision to get something. My brother really wants to push his company, like, I don't know, maybe he wants to go global or something. He's definitely an ambitionist, if that's a word. He has ambition, right? And I feel like it's kind of beneficial to be around those type of people, since, like I said, I'm not really someone like that, right? I don't really have a goal to aim to. Like, my goal is basically to just self-improve every single day. But that's not really a goal, right? That's like, I don't know, that's like a way of living. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for me to stay like working again, at least for a couple of years. We'll see. Because right now, he really does need someone in this position. So I will still be focusing on like visual novels and stuff for sure. I enjoy this enough to not actually want to stop doing this, you know? But juggling that along with the gym and then this recording session, I still need to find the right balance, I feel, once I start work. That is gonna be next month though. Like this week, my brother's gonna go to Malaysia to go do my dad's checkup, because he does a monthly checkup for his condition. He has a light stroke from what I know. I've never actually gone with him, so yeah. But enough about that, I guess. Let's actually talk about the last episode recap. I'll talk more about this when I do make my like birthday update video, I suppose. Because it does feel like it needs to be its own video rather than just me updating you guys like at the start of the video like this. But let's see. Wait. Did I not save my game? I thought I... Oh my god, I did not save my game after what happened last time. Because I still remember this. 1 second while I skip over to where we were at. Okay, and we're back. Wow, that actually took maybe like 15 seconds or 20 seconds with the skip function. I can't believe I didn't save my game. And god damn it. Damn you double clicks. So we are at chapter 3. We saw a tiny bit about what happened or what's going on with Misaki, right? What she's experiencing after the fall of the... Not the fall, but after the... like barbecue with Shirase-san, Prez, Shindo-san, and also Minamo-chan. She doesn't really know what to do with the whole pressure thing from everyone that's trying to challenge her. And Minamo-chan was challenging her, and then we started chapter 3 with a practice match between Prez and everyone else. And it was pretty good. And I think it ended with Misaki and Asuka having a match together, and Asuka losing since Asuka was trying to do like new things, new creative ways to try to beat Misaki, but Misaki was still able to push her off, right? But that's the thing, I feel like everyone else is trying to be creative in what they do with FC to try and beat Misaki, but she herself is not really doing anything new. And I feel like deep down she knows that she's not going to be able to maintain this sort of position very long if she doesn't improve. But yeah, that's about it, and right now we are going to be having a match with Ganeko, I believe. Not that cancelling the match should have done us much good. This showdown would have come eventually somewhere down the line. I think I missed like one sentence here. Part of me was hoping something would come up to cancel the match, but Ganeko-san and Okoze show up right as scheduled, there we go. Ganeko-san wouldn't have let Misaki run forever, not with her current state of mind. Misaki and Ganeko-san have kept their distance while field flying to warm up. They now descend at practically the same time, despite no one having told them to. With that, Ganeko-san immediately turns away. Misaki replies calmly to the parting remark. Ganeko-san heads over to where Okoze is waiting for her. Why is she here? Ichinose is here too. We're playing this practice match at Kunahama, so Asuka or Mashiro could have refereed. Worried that Ganeko-san might oppose the idea, however, I asked Ichinose to do it. Both girls have finished warming up, so I guess we can start as soon as they're ready. Oh wait, I wanted to thank you for agreeing to referee the match. Oh, sorry about that. I thought she was done. Damn, that was a longer sentence than I thought. Jesus. Sorry about that. Ichinose jogs over to where Ganeko-san is. Ganeko-san now is. See? This is definitely supposed to be is now. I know for a fact that the translator for this is not a local or, you know, a native English speaker, because like I get it, you can do this, but it doesn't flow off naturally. Jesus. I turned to face Misaki. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the guy, I still understand the sentence, it just feels awkward for me to like voice act it, right? Like, it doesn't matter when you read it, but like I said, a lot of the problems I have with most of the dialogue sometimes is because I'm let's playing it and I have to read it. It doesn't roll off the tongue that well. Did you talk to Ganeko-san up there? Or see what state she's in?
話はしなかった。気合が入ってるって感じはすごいした。で、試合前にマサヤから私に何か言っておくことはあるかな?
Only what we've discussed already. She's definitely got something up her sleeve.
それはそうでしょうにゃ。
You'll have to play this by ear, but I'm confident you can do it, Misaki.
その根拠は?
Based on how much time we spent using those Mr. Shitos to visualize flying over summer break, you've trained your mind for FC. Misaki bumps her fists against her head.
鍛えられてるかな?
You have. And hey, if things end up going exactly the way Ganeko-san planned, then that's just something we'll have to work on.
反省。今言葉だ。そういうのは避けて、なるべく楽に生きていきたい。
Then you'd better go show her who's boss, right?
わかってる。
Misaki shuts her eyes and takes some deep breaths.
ガネコさんの気持ちはわかるから真剣にやる。
Don't go empathizing with her too much. It'll make it harder to fight her. Misaki smiles wryly.
はいはい。じゃ、飛ぶにゃん。
Misaki activates her graph shoes and takes off into the sky.
ミサキちゃん、頑張ってくださいね。頑張ってください。かっこいいとこ見せてよ。はーい。
Misaki turns to wave at the people cheering for her before making a straight line for the first boy. Prez has been allowed to join us for practice on weekdays in exchange for studying his socks off on the weekend, or so I hear. That means he's not around today. Misaki reaches her starting position.
ファイトです、お姉様。セコンドをしっかりお願いね。はい。
Ganeko-san gently strokes Sokoze's head, then shuts her eyes.
去年の空に私を落として。
So dramatic. She's about the same as freaking Satoin-san when it comes to the activation key. She mutters her activation key, then drifts toward the starting line where Misaki waits. Right then. My job is to work out what Ganeko-san is planning and relay that information to Misaki. Gotta get myself in the right mindset. The focal points here are Inui's tactics and sumo. Will this match be like the one against Satoin-san? Or the one against Asuka? Huh? But at some point, Okoze walked up to me. She bows deeply.
今日の試合、よろしくお願いします。
What's with the sudden, like, politeness? Oh, yeah. I wish the same to you. Okoze's polite tone takes me by surprise. I end up responding in an equally formal manner while bowing to her.
隣でどういう指示を出してるのかちゃんと見て、勉強させてもらうようにとお姉様に言われましたから。だから勉強させてもらっていいですか?
She wants to learn from me? Honestly, I don't think I'm a very good second. There are countless people better than me. While I want to tell her she won't learn anything of use from me, I have to remember that I'm the second who won the fall tournament. The second who won the fall tournament. Okay. My honest thoughts would probably come across as snide, so I don't know what to say. I guess the champion's second doesn't have it easy either. Let's do our best. All I manage in the end is a completely innocuous answer. What is that word? Jesus. I have no idea what that is. I turn on my headset. Can you hear me, Misaki? This is our chance to see what strategy our opponent has come up with. So make the most of it. If she tries to provoke you, then go for it. But be careful.
体は熱く、心は冷たくね。
Exactly. Misaki and Ganeko-san hover side by side in the starting line. Neither of them say a word to each other as they face dead ahead.
それでは試合を開始します。セットスタート。
I'm highly expecting Misaki's gonna lose here, but we'll see how it goes. As is standard, Misaki abandons the race along the first line to shortcut to the second. Ganeko-san gradually speeds up as she heads toward the second boy. Rotate elevated above the middle of the line. We'll start by seeing if Ganeko-san understands Inui's tactics.
了解。
Yeah, for sure in this extra story, Masaya gives Misaki a lot more like instructions. In the base game, even though we were in Misaki's route, I feel like Masaya never really like gave her too many instructions. That's why I felt when it was, I think it was either chapter 1 or chapter 2 of this extra story, I felt that Masaya or Misaki was not feeling that she was winning the matches because it was all Masaya giving her instructions, right? Well, I saw that slight smile there. Ganeko-san doesn't use the repulsion from touching the second boy to speed up. Instead, she slows, looking up at Misaki as she shortcuts to the third line. So she does understand Inui's tactics. That much is certain.
普通にショートカットすればいいのに、一度スピードを落としてこっちを見てから飛ぶなんて挑発的ですにゃ。
Keep your heart cool.
わかってます。
Misaki flies parallel to the line and touches the third boy. Now it's 1-1. Ganeko-san is currently rotating above the line, just as Misaki did on the second line.
どうする？サードラインに突入？それともフォースラインにショートカットする？
Make the attack. We'll have her reveal her strategy to us.
了解。
Misaki charges straight down the third line. Her opponent is pressuring her from above, giving her the disadvantage. But fortunately, Misaki has the sumo to break through that. Satoin-san tried to break the sumo by any means possible to keep control of the game with her. But what will Ganeko-san do? Just how much is she capable of?
お姉様、ラインをまっすぐに来ました。
Ganeko-san responds to the information by closing in on Misaki. Keep flying parallel to the line. It'll be easier to go into the sumo if she comes at you from above. Misaki could try to initiate the dogfight from below, but that's tricky enough that I prefer to avoid it. The opponent coming to us is actually favorable in this case. Ganeko-san enters Misaki's blind spot, making it impossible to confirm her position with a look over the shoulders. Jeez, over the shoulders. God damn it! Ugh! Why can't that say over her shoulders? Perhaps she plans to initiate a dogfight. At least now I know she's capable of these more subtle techniques. Not knowing where your opponent is makes you nervous, even with your second to guide you. She's coming down diagonally at you. We'll be able to sumo this. You can't see, so leave the timing to me.
わかった。
Ganeko-san continues to boldly close in on Misaki.
本気を見せてくださいね。くどいです。言われなくても本気ですってば。
Ganeko-san's voice will have told Misaki that she's coming in from behind. Okay? Jeez, that's a very awkward sentence, but alright. Likely, this was an attempt to pile in the pressure. There are disadvantages to revealing your position, of course, but speaking to your opponent from their blind spot will terrify them. It's as frightening as hearing voices in the dark. Misaki is being gradually pressured toward the sea, though she may not be aware of this herself. So first, Ganeko-san's trying to dominate mentally. I knew she was a dirty player. It may seem cowardly, but it's as valid a tactic as any other when it comes to a match. Thinking about it, that dirtiness might be something the likes of Misaki and Asuka are lacking. That said, she can try to throw us off all she likes. The way she's closing in is perfect to counter with the sumo. On my signal, start rising and go into a sumo.
了解。
Ganeko-san draws even closer.
ねえ、
そろそろ始めませんか?
Ganeko-san sways rhythmically left and right as she makes moves for Misaki's back. Now! Misaki rises to erase the gap between the players as she does a half turn into inverted flight. Nice!
これで満足ですか?
The two players are now flying parallel, facing each other. A perfect sumo.
ようやく本気になってくれましたね。
そんなに本気言うな。私はずっと本気です。
This fight is now taking place at point-blank range. All I can do is watch in silence. Any orders I give would just be a distraction. Asuka couldn't even break the sumo. What does Ganeko-san plan to do about it? The sound effects are... the way she's actually, like, doing those, like, weird breathing is actually making this not as intense as it should be. Misaki reaches out from below to throw Ganeko-san's form off while feinting repeatedly that she's about to slip by and touch her back. You can know these moves are feints, but at such close range, you'll inevitably react to them. In boxing, one can feint by moving their shoulder muscles, and their opponent will instinctively put up their guard. This works the same. A well-trained body reacts before the mind has time to comprehend. Misaki's feints are so slight that a beginner wouldn't even pick up on them. But Ganeko-san is experienced enough to have her instincts kick in. Ganeko-san's flying posture begins to break as Misaki pressures her from below. Ganeko-san just completely lost balance. Go for it! Might be a trap though. No sooner has the thought crossed my mind. Misaki's contrails paint a circle as she slips past Ganeko-san and gets above her. Ganeko-san takes her arm, opposite to the side Misaki just circled, and swings it hard as if striking at the space Misaki was just in. Wait, she takes her arm? Her own arm? Ganeko-san just used an evasive maneuver, the aileron roll, spinning sideways along her vertical axis. Misaki and Ganeko-san have switched places. Inertia is to blame. Some moves are impossible to cancel out of after you launch them. Misaki will start descending while reaching out for Ganeko-san's back, only for her opponent to do an aileron roll, escape, and reverse their positions again and again. Damn, this fight actually has a freaking music of its own. They're really hyping up this girl, holy shit. Misaki rotates as she tries to get at the back of her spinning opponent, as if Ganeko-san has caught her by the arm and is swinging her around. So this is what Ganeko-san's been researching then. She continually spins so that Misaki can't touch her back, all the while keeping enough speed so that Misaki can't stop giving chase. One could try spinning the other way to block the aileron roll, but it's just not a practical option at the speed they're going. Ganeko-san could take the opportunity to escape, or in the worst case scenario, gain control of the height advantage. Just watching is making me grind my teeth. Ganeko-san has incredible powers of concentration. I was waiting for her to say that. Misaki would easily be able to touch Ganeko-san's back if her opponent wasn't continually rolling at the same speed as her. I think I figured out Ganeko-san's playstyle. She puts on pressure, waits for the critical moment to arrive, then dominates with her superior concentration. Misaki probably won so easily at the fall tournament because she was putting the pressure on instead, leaving Ganeko-san with no opportunity to create that critical moment. I mean, at that point, no one actually knows about the air superiority too, or about Misaki's sumo. So, while that is her playstyle, I don't think she would have been able to counter like Misaki even if she were in control of the match at the start. Locking your opponent in your airspace and sealing them off is a very Misaki style of play. The question now is which one will get sealed away. Misaki's the one giving chase, so it looks as if she's the one putting on the pressure. However, Ganeko-san is on is the one forcing Misaki to turn. All it would take is a momentary lapse in Ganeko-san's concentration for this to all come undone. But she shows no sign of doing so. Who knew you could control the speed of an aileron roll with such dexterity? Damn, these close-ups are actually pretty intense looking, the CGs. Misaki's even throwing in minute, that's how you say that, right? Minute paints, but Ganeko-san refuses to come undone. The way Ganeko-san uses her arms is exceptional. Such nimble movements that don't falter even under the repetition. A figure skater spreads their arms out to slow down during a spin, and pulls them in to speed up. That's exactly what she's doing. What's more, the movements of her arms themselves are helping to keep Misaki in check. I hear a pained groan from beside me. Okoze's face is screwed up and she's gritting her teeth, desperately trying to hold back her cries, lest she break Ganeko-san's concentration. She's not just watched Ganeko-san practice, but experienced all of her anguish firsthand. I can tell just how desperate Ganeko-san is from looking at Okoze. There must be a time limit to how long she can keep this concentration though. So the problem is right now is whose concentration is gonna break first. Misaki's still revolving around Ganeko-san. Misaki started this bout on the offensive, which means she's been flying for longer, and is thus more likely to break form first. Nevertheless, if Misaki stops rotating, Ganeko-san will have an opportunity to leave her behind and go for the boy. In terms of concentration, it seems likely Ganeko-san would break first, but at this rate, Misaki's stamina will run out before that can happen. Maybe she should just go for a touch anywhere. That would break the aileron roll, even if she didn't score a point. No use. Touching Ganeko-san would still leave Misaki at a disadvantage. An aileron roll has you rotating along your axis, so it's very stable in terms of flight. On the other hand, giving chase like this is very unstable. That means that repulsion would do more damage to Misaki's balance than Ganeko-san's. Should she be patient and wait for Ganeko-san to slip up, just as she waited for Asuka to in the fall tournament? No, that won't work. She's building up too much fatigue. Ganeko-san's waiting for Misaki to slip up. Nothing I can think of will work. Maybe I should tell her to break away for a moment. That's what I would have done like the instant like this was going above maybe like 30 seconds or a minute, Masaya. God damn it. She's clearly gonna get fatigued at this rate. A terrible idea. Misaki's at the ideal distance to be taking on an opponent. I chew through my thoughts. Misaki's a natural-born fighter. If a fighter can't win in this situation, then just when the hell can they win? My mind's made up. Misaki, accelerate! Break form if you have to. Just go for her back. Ganeko-san controls the speed of her rolls well, but the same can't be said for the rather lax pace she's advancing down the line. It takes too much effort for the former to be able to work on doing the latter fast. As such, I've decided the best course of action is for Misaki to concentrate on her rotations too. We can't fall back here. We'll show them just how powerful the sumo really is. Man, I don't know about that, man. This might be a secret technique, but I feel like it's not all powerful. Misaki closes in, coiling around Ganeko-san as she flies. Ganeko-san spins faster, the distance between them narrowing even further. Either player could reach out and touch the other, though it's unlikely they'd make it to their back. Okoze lets her words spill out, unable to endure any longer. The two players continue to speed faster. Their forms begin to break. Which one will reach their limit first? Ganeko-san thrusts her hand toward Misaki, either trying to reset the situation or planning something else entirely. I'm not sure. Oh! Her fingertips whoosh past Misaki's neck, not a hair's breadth away. Misaki had to arch backward like a taut bow, even throwing her head back in the process. It was amazing she pulled that off with the way she was flying. No one excels in the middle of a dogfight like Misaki does. Ganeko-san drifts diagonally upward, her posture broken. I doubt she imagined Misaki could dodge at such close range. Misaki! A shiver runs up my spine. An even more powerful one just ran up Ganeko-san's, I'm sure. Even the air around us trembles. Misaki's concentration is so intense we can feel it from here, pouring out of every pore in her body. Silence falls as if time has frozen. Misaki snaps back into position, starting from her heels, and uses the momentum to swoop toward Ganeko-san. Her long black hair, coupled with her black flying suit. They cut through the sky as a solid black line as Misaki coils around Ganeko-san at the craziest of speeds. I was actually waiting for that second breath, Misaki, god damn it! She circles her opponent like a snake constricting around their prey. Ganeko-san flees, she runs, she turns tail, but Misaki chases and coils around her every step of the way, covering her in a black shroud of light from which there can be no escape. Coiling, 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 coiling she goes, coiling and twining. The concept of confinement hangs in the sky above us, embodying Misaki. The snake raises its curled neck, fangs aimed toward an open back. A triangular light appears behind Ganeko-san. Okoze shrieks. 2-1. Despite all she's done, Misaki remains cool. She accelerates from the repulsion as naturally as if it had come from a boy touch. Nice! She seals the round off by scoring a point from the nearby boy. 3-1. She must have decided that regaining her form to give chase was impossible after those crazy moves. Aiming for the boy instead meant she didn't have to worry about how unbalanced she flew. Nice work, Misaki! Misaki? Too busy trying to catch her breath, she can't respond. Misaki is panting excessively hard. It shouldn't take her this long to regain her breath. Misaki? Did she run out of oxygen there? People do tend to stop breathing when they concentrate hard on their movements. More to the point, it would have been hard to breathe moving like Misaki just did in the first place. It's impressive she can concentrate that hard, but the strain on her body must have been immense. Six minutes, 15 seconds. Misaki's surprise comes from my headset. She can't believe so little time has passed. Fatigue from concentrating so hard must have messed with her sense of time. Take deep breaths through your nose. Repeated, shallow breaths cause your heart to rise and consume excess stamina. While your chest might hurt, deep breaths through your nose will help you recover quicker. She's coming from behind, trying to get past you, not for dogfight. Turn around and block her. Damn, is she actually gonna lose due to physical limitations instead of actual skill? Misaki turns to face Ganeko-san head on. Misaki, upright! Ganeko-san changes trajectory, so Misaki follows and goes in for the block. Ganeko-san suddenly slows down and seems to drop down to the left. Huh? Misaki usually reacts faster than that. She stretches out her hand in desperation, but Ganeko-san easily manages to slip below her. Is an oxygen deficiency to blame for how sluggish she's reacting? Sure, that was an intense bit of flying, but we're still only midway through the match. What's with the fatigue? Why is it taking her so long to recover? It's gotta be mental strain. She can't handle that much concentration in a single match. She's gotten flustered. The sumo is more than just a move to Misaki. Having it almost broken wore away at not just her stamina, but also her heart. The heart and the body are directly linked. Panic and impatience can result in unexpected fatigue. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Get yourself together. Can you hear me?
大丈夫。マサヤの声はちゃんと聞こえてる。
We'll give you a moment to catch your breath, okay? Keep on taking deep breaths through your nose as you shortcut to first. On the next line, we'll try to stop her. Misaki does as I say to get her breath back.
ガネコさんは私の本気を望んでるんだ。こんなところでスタミナを切らしてる場合じゃないよね。
Ignore that for now. Just focus on getting your breath back. Shortcut to first, you got that?
わかってる。
Misaki sluggishly drags herself to the first line. She manages to block Ganeko-san and even bring her into a dogfight. However, she's unable to score any points, and even gives away a boy, bringing the match to 3-3. Ichinose yells. It's not a loss, but Misaki is definitely gonna think of this as a loss. I think Masaya was spot on there. She was actually putting too much faith into the sumo. And when she saw someone was actually able to almost nullify her advantage from using the sumo, even after she won that, that bout, she was flustered, yeah. That's actually a spot-on analysis, Masaya.
あと10秒あればお姉様の勝ちだったのに。
Probably. Ganeko-san likely would have reached the next boy in those seconds. It's just a practice match, so we can go without overtime, yeah?
それでいいです。お姉様がしたかったことはできたと思うから、今は結果なんか。
Misaki, is she gonna get mad at this again? Okoze sounds like she wants to continue, but shuts her mouth and hangs her head. Her tone remains courteous, likely following Ganeko-san's order to be polite.
勉強になりました。状況を壊すのが怖くて我慢することしかできなかったけど、日向先輩は積極的に指示を出してた。自分はまだまだだってわかりました。
I mean, it's clear that Ganeko-san is the better player, so having a second that's not as capable is definitely not something you'd want, right? In this case, Misaki is a capable player, but she doesn't have the instincts, or she doesn't have the, if we were to call it like the Eagle's viewpoint, right? Of the match, just as Masaya does. And Masaya is clearly, very good at the game, I guess. Is that what it looked like to her? I have no confidence that my instructions were correct. If anything, they were probably a mistake. Regardless, this turned out to be the worst match possible for Misaki. Satoin-san stabbed her by showing how he knew his tactics put fighters at a disadvantage. And Ganeko-san stabbed her by showing how crushing it can be to run out of stamina. Only 4 people understood Inui's tactics at the fall tournament. Inui herself, Asuka, Misaki, and Minamo-chan. Out of those players, the only one Misaki beat by fighting constantly in sumo was Asuka. If the big academies, goddammit, like Takafuji and Shito Suisan keep making use of Inui's tactics, then there'll be common knowledge by the time the next tournament rolls around. It'll be a competition for the height advantage. Misaki might end up having to fight all her matches while constantly maintaining the sumo, in which case, she'll run out of stamina long before the tournament's over. Not because there's an issue with how fit she is, or how much she trains. It's simply that flying inverted while dogfighting consumes a lot of concentration and stamina. No, Masaya. It is an issue of how fit it is. Or how fit she is. If she is going to, go for that one-trick pony, she's gonna have to put in all that effort into her stamina and concentration for the training. But the thing is, will she commit to the sumo, or will she try to develop something else to counter? It is a matter of how fit she is, for sure. Ganeko-san came 3rd place in the last tournament, so I imagine Misaki will end up facing her again at some point around the semi-finals next time. If that match plays out like this one, then Misaki is likely to lose. That might be what Ganeko-san wanted to find out. Results-wise, this match was a draw, but in practice, it was a total defeat for Misaki. Misaki drifts through the sky, slowly descending toward me. Her shoulders heave as she pants for breath. If Misaki had a bit more stamina, or if she still felt like she did at the time of the tournament, then things might not have turned out this way. But that's too much to ask of her right now. It is. It actually takes a long time to build stamina, so... That's why I said it's either we, go through and commit with the sumo, or we gotta think about something else to try to win this stalemate. Or it's not even a stalemate, she clearly has a weapon to counter our move. Ganeko-san lands between Okoze and me and bows.
試合ありがとうございました。
Yeah, thank you too.
お姉様、惜しかったです。
そうね。
ありがとうございました。
She shouldn't feel too bothered about this though. She clearly knows information about us, and we didn't know how she was gonna counter our, our movement rate. So, I feel like they really shouldn't be too discouraged about this, practice match. We learned stuff too in this practice match, so, right? It's not like we got nothing out of it. Misaki lands a moment later and bows to Okoze.
こちらこそありがとうございました。
Ganeko-san turns to face Misaki head on.
試合をしてくれて本当にありがとうございました。少しは気持ちが楽になりました。
それは良かったです。
飛沢さんの実力、私が想像していたよりはという気もしましたけど。
Now that's just unneeded.
それは私はもっとできるんです。だから
Does Misaki not want to commit to FC yet?
もしかして本気じゃなかったんですか？
Misaki looks like she wants to say something, but closes her mouth. She actually did not say that, heh. The corners of Ganeko-san's mouth begin to rise. That was really unneeded there, translator.
なんで笑顔なんですか？私、笑われるようなことを言いましたか？
Ganeko-san places a hand on her chest.
性格が悪いと思うでしょうけど、そういう飛沢さんを見たくて練習してたんです。本当に試合をしてよかった。
Exactly. I feel like most people that train to do something specific always want to get an end result that they desire, right? So if Misaki was actually just nonchalant about this whole thing, she probably wouldn't have gotten the upper hand in this confrontation. But I guess Misaki was shocked that she couldn't beat her. I feel like, I don't know, I guess my mentality when it comes to training and everything else is just way different compared to other people. Like, I understand that it's not good to feel that you lost, but I always feel like even when you lost, there's always something to learn. As long as you be serious and do everything in your power in that practice match.
負け惜しみを言ったわけじゃないから引き分けですよ。なんで勝ったような雰囲気を出してるんですか？
Misaki, come on. Now that's just stupid. Clearly she is the one who would have won.
飛沢さんは秋の大会の優勝者です。私にとっては価値のある引き分けです。少なくともサードラインでは本気でプレイしてくれたと思いますから。
サードラインに限らず私は本気だったってば。
本当にそうでしたか？
本当にそうだった。
Ganeko-san smiles enchantingly.
嬉しい。やっぱり私は飛沢さんのそういう顔を見たかったんだって。
Yeah, you definitely have a personality I don't like either, Ganeko-san. Like, I mean, it makes for a good villain, but this type of people I could probably not get along with. Misaki bites her lower lip. Yeah, Misaki, it's not like I don't understand her, like, feelings, right? But I do feel like if you're just playing along into the scenario that she wants you to play in, you're actually giving her more satisfaction. And I'm usually very self-aware about what people want me to do, right? And usually, I won't ever do what people want me to do. That's why, in the base game, when we were talking about how Aoi-san feels like we were dancing in her palms, I feel silly, right? It feels silly when you know that you're playing into someone else's tune. And I dislike that.
私と飛沢さんって少し似ていませんか？
似てません。
Ganeko-san, pre-game provocations are just part of sports, so I was willing to let them slide as long as they didn't go too far. Mind games are an inevitable part of competitions. Inui's second, Irina-san, used them. They were Shirase-san's specialty back when he was a player. Players put their hearts on the line in these matches. Personally, I think that we should move beyond the mind games and compete fair and square. But that doesn't mean I think they're cowardly or unfair. If you think you'll gain the advantage, then you'll take it. But all the same. However, the match is over now, so surely there's no more need for provocations. It's not very sportsmanship-like.
私と似ているかもという話が挑発になりますか？
It was your tone. You weren't simply looking for her to agree, were you? You said it because you knew it would annoy her. Ganeko-san smiles wryly.
それは深読みです。
金子さんは美咲ちゃんを傷つけるために言ったって私も思いました。
God damn it, Asuka! Even in another route, Asuka still gets the place to shine. Asuka butts in, unable to hold herself back any longer.
いい試合だったんですから言葉でそれを汚すのは良くないと思います。そんなことしたら試合がかわいそうです。
I mean, the thing is, Masaya is too much of a pussy to be able to say this. God damn it. I can't believe Asuka was the one that says this. It's in character, of course, but this definitely makes me like Asuka a lot more than me liking Masaya, you know? Masaya, come on, you're actually her boyfriend.
試合がかわいそう。
美咲ちゃんと金子さんにしかできない試合だったのに、そんなことしたら嫌な試合だったってことになります。 だからかわいそうです。それに
Asuka's long hair trails behind her as she steps toward Ganeko-san.
美咲ちゃんは私の大切な友達なんですから、これ以上はいいよ、アスカ。私と引き分けたくらいのことでそんなに喜んでくれるならそれでいいじゃない？
That probably boosts Misaki's confidence a tiny bit though. Maybe this time she actually will commit to FC.
それに考えてみれば似たところがあるとは私も思うしね。ガネコさんがどういう気持ちを抱えていたのかちょっとは想像できるもん。
Misaki turns to Ganeko-san, who immediately averts her gaze. That look in Misaki's eyes. She's not glaring at her opponent. If anything, they look vacant. Like her soul has escaped, leaving an endless dark expanse behind. Ganeko-san may have expected to get looks of anger or hatred, but this was certainly something she couldn't have imagined.
少しはしゃぎすぎたかもしれません。それは謝罪します。今日の試合ありがとうございました。
Misaki speaks in a cheerful tone, as if to demonstrate that she's not bothered in the slightest by the previous comments.
はいはい、こちらこそありがとうございました。
次の大会で試合できるのを楽しみにしています。倉科さんも。
Asuka bows slightly. Ganeko-san strokes Sokoze's head like one would pet a cat. One would a pet cat.
行きましょう。アリカ。
はい。あれれ、もう帰っちゃうんですか？合同練習になるかと思って張り切ってスポーツドリンクを入れたのに。
That's nothing to show off about.
お客さんに対する礼儀。
お気遣いありがとうございます。でも今日は失礼しますね。それでは皆さん、改めてありがとうございました。
Ganeko-san speaks her activation key and rises into the air. Okoze squirms uncomfortably before letting the words spill out of her.
お姉様は性格が悪い人じゃないんだからな。ずっと苦しんでたから余計なことを言ったかもしれないけど勘違いするなよ。お姉様はいい人なんだからな。
So, just because she's suffering, it's okay to make, to let other people suffer because of her too. I don't know where your logic is from, Arika, but my logic doesn't work that way. Just because you're suffering doesn't mean that you should make other people feel your own suffering. Sorry, but that's a skewed logic right there.
わかったって。あんたがそう言うならそうなんだと思う。早く行かないとお姉様に折檻されるんじゃないの？真っ白、次に会ったら勝負だからな。
Okoze yells at Mashiro before flying off after Ganeko-san. Alright, Misaki. You gotta... Come on, man. I hope you don't... You're gonna commit to FC, right? Misaki breathes a long sigh, deflating.
疲れちゃったな。ガネコさん、強烈な人でしたね。
Misaki smiles wryly.
佐藤院さんや進藤さんに比べたらって気はするけど。
Now Ichinose smiles wryly.
そう言われると、そうかもしれませんけどね。
Her personality is not good, though.
美咲ちゃん、ついカッとなってしまって、話に割り込んでしまってごめんなさい。
God damn it, Asuka, you shouldn't apologize for that. That was Masaya's job. Misaki flaps a hand in front of her face.
アスカに大切な友達って言ってもらえて嬉しかったよ。私、試合を見ていて思ったんです。何をかな？
Asuka beams from ear to ear.
美咲ちゃんがもっと強くなる方法です。
Misaki stares at Asuka in shock.
あれ、私なんか変なこと言ったでしょうか。変なことは言ってないけど。二人で強くなって秋の大会の時よりもっともっとすごい試合をしましょうよ。
Misaki's mouth hangs half open as she stares at Asuka, unblinkingly.
やっぱり変なこと言ってましたか。そうか。アスカはそれなんだ。
Asuka cocks her head, puzzled.
それって何がでしょうか。いや、まあ、頭では分かってるんだけど、言葉にしづらい話だから気にしなくていいよ。そうですか。それでですね、さっきの話の続きなんですけど。ストップ。実は私、試合中に酸欠みたいな感じになっちゃってさ、頭が軽くクラクラするんだよね。
God damn it, Misaki! Is she actually gonna run away from FC again? Then you should have said so already. You know you shouldn't hide health issues. Masaya, come on, she's fucking lying.
大丈夫ですか。どうしよう。横になった方が良くない？
Nah, if it's an oxygen deficiency, then the best thing to do is some light movement. You breathe more actively when you're moving after all.
いや、本当にただの酸欠だし、もうほぼ治ってはいるから、頭がクラクラするのは疲れが出ただけかな。
Sorry, I shouldn't have ordered you to speed up when I did.
そんなことないよ。あそこで加速しなかったら、もっと振り回されて体力をさらに削られていたかもしれない。
Well, that was Masaya's call. If I was in his shoes, I definitely would have called it off and let her take the point. And think about a new strategy, maybe. Regardless, you're not feeling well, so we're done for today.
せっかく一ノ瀬ちゃんが来てるんだから、アスカかマシロと練習試合してもらったら？
Asuka raises her hand.
はい、私でよければ。いや、そういうつもりで来たわけじゃありませんから。アスカさんと試合するとなれば、それなりに準備しておきたいです。やるか。そう
Oh,
ですね。
sorry about that.
こういうのはちゃんとした方がいいですよね。
I know, right, Asuka? Why can't you just have a fun match? Jeez. I don't think having her play against Masho is a much better idea, to be honest. They played last week, and Ichinose dominated. I see no benefit in having them play again already, and I wouldn't want Masho to suffer consecutive losses. Losing can be a source of motivation, sure, but nothing good can come of getting used to losing. We're done for today. You all remember what Aoi-san said. We've been going flat out since spring. We need to rest before we're ready to run again. Especially you, Asuka.
はい。
I don't mind you sneaking off to practice alone, but don't go full out. If you hurt yourself, there'll be nothing we can do to help.
はい、わかってます。
Asuka's shoulders slump. Misaki smiles somewhat sadly as she looks at her. She's probably thinking about how the hell can she still see fun or, you know, like say that that match was fun when Misaki was doing so hard to like maintain her position, I guess. Misaki made it at the fall tournament, but now I can see the darkness in her expression again. I can't leave her like this. I know better than anyone how it feels to win and have all other players start targeting you. I helped her make it, and just like her, I've now lost focus. My role as her second isn't over yet. I still think that's a typo, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay, was that the 5th achievement? So, technically speaking, or according to the achievements amount or total, we're at 5 out of 16. So if it keeps going like this, I'm enjoying it. Do make the chapters longer and longer, please. They're very nice. They're not as lengthy as the main base game chapters, but they're about an hour to maybe like an hour and a half each. So not too bad. Maybe like 2 hours though. I think the base game had each chapter about 4 hours each. Morning. I find Misaki waiting in front of her house.
Ohayo! 時間通りに来たね。
Hey, new outfit. We can hardly show up late to another academy's practice session. Oh, we're trying to see Satoin-san, right? The two of us are going to observe Takafuji's FC Club train today, so we'll be flying over to the ocean to reach Fukuro Island. Right then. Oh. Misaki leans forward and pouts while staring at me.
気づくのが微妙に遅いな。彼氏なら彼女の特別なおめかしにすぐ気づいてほしいものですな。
I think I noticed pretty quickly myself.
認識の差があるね。
Oh, she's done?
おは、美咲、かわいいと絶句して、今日は高藤に行くのやめて一日中美咲を見ていていいか
Not gonna happen, Misaki.
と言ってほしい。
Talk about unreasonable. If I acted like that, I'd never get anything done in life.
私のこと好きじゃないんだ。
Don't be annoying. You know I love you. You look adorable. Beautiful even. More so than usual. Black is a really great color on you. I feel like usually when people do these things, you know, the more they say about how you're good looking, the more they praise you in one consecutive sentence, the more they're actually just trying to butter you up. God damn it, Masaya. But it seems to be working on Misaki. Misaki, come on. Don't start blushing. You're getting me embarrassed as well.
いや、そうかな。綺麗かな。
She laughs in the most bizarre way, walking around shaking her hips from side to side like she's in some sort of fashion show. You're beautiful and looks great on you. The thing around your neck is a choker, right? That looks great too. Real mature and stylish. I don't know, I've never really been a fan of chokers. Kinda looks weird to me.
そう似合ってるかな。ちょっとどうかなと思ったんだけど、冒険気味かなって。
You look amazing. Misaki, come on, don't fall for Masaya's stupid praise. He's clearly like amping this up just so that, I don't know, maybe he's actually not trying to tease you, but it feels that way to me, at least. Also,
もういい。そこまでしてくれなくていい。褒められすぎると苦しくなるってば。
what was this sigh for?
発情したマサヤに押し倒されて、この服もくしゃくしゃになっちゃうんだろうなと思って。
Don't say aroused.
しない？
I won't deny that part, but I'm not going to force myself on you.
強引にしないの？
Obviously not. That'd be wrong.
まあ確かに強引なのはダメだと思うよ。だけどね、我慢できないくらいの強い気持ちを私に抱いてほしいの。そのくらい強いマサヤの気持ちが欲しい。
You're gonna make someone very, very... I don't know. You're gonna make someone into a criminal one of these days, Misaki. Exactly what on earth do you want from me, Misaki?
マサヤの好きなようにしてほしいだけなんですけどね。まあこの話はいいや。
Misaki raises a heel and spins on her tiptoes.
せっかくのデートなんだから着るなら今日かなと思ってさ。いつまでも暑い日が続くわけじゃないし。
Yeah, it'll probably start getting cold soon.
そういうこと。服だっていつまで着れるかわかんないし、FC だっていつまで続けられるかわかんないからね。
God damn it, Misaki. I see what you slipped in there. You still thinking about what Shindo-san said the other day?
少しはね。私の未来に関わることだからね。
I mean, I can't deny that committing to something is definitely, what's the word? Intimidating? Because, you know, when you commit to something, and especially if it doesn't bear fruit, you're gonna feel like you're wasting a lot of your time, right? But I don't know. As I said, I commit to exercising, I commit to going to the gym, and even though, like, the act itself might maybe not have any benefit, right? It still teaches me a lot of stuff, like I said. Even if, like, exercising, etc., like, you can say you're playing a game for X amount of hours, or you're being competitive at something for X amount of hours every single day. It still, like, teaches you, like, discipline in some way. Even though, like I said, the act itself might not be, like, beneficial. Like, gaming, technically, unless you're a competitive player, it's all about having fun only, right? You're not really being productive. But, I don't know. I still feel like as long as you're enjoying yourself throughout the process, it's a-okay. Sometimes people, I feel like they always want to take a look at the ending before they actually feel the process, you know? I guess that's just how the world works, with instant gratification and all that. Right.
今本気で考えてもしょうがないことではあるんだろうけどね。やめやめ。しょうがないって分かってるのに考えるのは無意味。じゃ、私らのイチャイチャを見せつけに高藤に行こう。
That's not why we're going.
少しなら見せつけてもいいでしょ。
As long as you restrain yourself. Misaki fluffs up the bottom of her dress.
はいはい、了解。適度にね。
See, here's the thing too, Misaki. Even if you do decide to quit FC, I don't think Masaya's gonna quit FC. Right? Well, I don't know, but I would assume that he is not going to quit FC. He wants to come back, but... Yeah, Masaya, come on, man. He's making way too many excuses here. He definitely could have shown Misaki some more tough love. She says with a smile. Have we heard this music before? That's why I actually didn't say anything during the new scene. I think this might be a new music. The wind is much stronger over the ocean than it is above land. Misaki's hair is usually kept in place by the membrane, but here it flutters about in the air. A particularly strong gust blows over us, shaking us up and down.
高いとこまで来ると風が強いね。髪を結んでくればよかったかも。
The wind will get a lot stronger later in the year. Shito gets strong winds coming in from the continent during winter. The same winds our country's envoys used to sail with in ages past. I think we've actually already heard this music. I think this might have been in the prologue, so it's been a while since we last heard it. Misaki shakes around like she's surfing as she flies against the headwind.
FC の試合は低い場所でやるから、あんまり風の影響は受けないけどさ。
Though particularly strong winds can lead to the postponement of games.
スーパーフライをやる人たちは、これよりも強い風が吹いてても飛ばないといけないんだよね。
I don't get it. How the hell do you not get any win when you're already super high up like that? Even when I'm cycling, and I'm not like... I'm not cycling in the fucking air, I still feel the wind. They're kinda making light of just how strong the wind could be. It's considered to be partially a fight against nature, much in the same way as long-distance car and bike races. So it won't get cancelled unless there's really torrential weather. They have had to cancel the race over the Alps before because the winds were so strong that most players couldn't get past them.
やっぱりそういうことあるんだ。
How are you feeling today?
よくなった。まああの時の酸欠が今も続いてるようだったら確実に心肺に問題があるよね。
I'm glad it wasn't anything serious then. I looked to the side at Misaki. I want to know her even better. I want to be a source of strength for her. And yet, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
私を見てる？私の可愛さを再確認して惚れ直していた？
Oh, something like that, yeah. Can't believe you're actually admitting that.
何度でも私のこと好きになっていいんだからね。
Misaki says with a carefree smile.
よっ
No sooner have we landed at Takafuji's terminal than... I definitely don't think that's supposed to be then with an A. From the distance below is a yell so powerful it nearly bowls us over. Bowls? I don't know. Misaki and I look at each other. What the hell? That came from the practice ground, right?
というか、佐藤院さんの声じゃなかった？
I think so. Let's go check it out.
うん。
We run toward the training grounds. In the middle of a silent, terrified group of Takafuji FC players. Clearly she's not saying anything, but thank you for the ... and exclamation marks. To say that Satoin-san looks furious would be to put it lightly, with her eyebrows bristling, mouth clamped into a straight line, and face as stiff as a board. She's glaring at Shindo-san, who looks rather bewildered. Can you, like, say something? Rage is billowing out of every pore in Satoin-san's body. The air behind her seems to flicker as if I'm looking at heat haze. I don't think I've ever seen someone so angry before. I track down Ichinose in the crowd and tap her on the shoulder. She jumps and turns around to face me. What in the world is going on here? Ichinose tucks in her head as she whispers into my ear.
私にもわからなくて、さっき進藤先輩が練習場に来て佐藤院先輩を呼び出したんです。そしたら急に佐藤院さんが怒り出しちゃった？そうなんです。急にすごい声を出して、私たちも全然状況がわからなくて、佐藤院先輩がこんなに怒るとこなんて見たことありませんから、よっぽどのことだと思うんですけど。まさや何気なく挨拶して雰囲気を和ませてみたら？
I mean, we don't know what the hell is going on, Misaki. It'd be pretty stupid to just suddenly say something. I don't think this world has the words necessary to cool them down. You can't just go and start talking to someone that infuriated. One wrong step and it would be lights out for me. Let's just watch until we can figure out what's going on.
そうですにゃ。
I mean, considering we're listening to her theme, this might not be too bad of an issue. Satoin-san is occasionally opening and closing her mouth, like she has something to say. It would seem that, whatever it is, she doesn't know how to say it. She got angry at Mashiro's root paint during the summer tournament, but that was nothing in comparison to this. I know I've done nothing wrong, and yet even I feel instinctive fear from this primal Satoin-san. Shindo-san slowly begins to regain his composure. That's one impressive man.
佐藤君、一体どうしてそんなに怒っているんだい？
佐藤院ですわ！
What is wrong with this girl? Shindo-san stoops and staggers backward like someone's just punched him in the gut. It was pointlessly bold of him to refer to her as Sato-kun just then. He went and stood on a landmine he could have just as easily avoided. I really should tell him that there are times in which you shouldn't tease someone.
日向くん
I lock eyes with Shindo-san as he strains himself up. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to go get some package. I got some more vitamin A's. Hey!
こんにちは。
Satoin-san notices us a moment later and hurriedly changes expression. Her hollow laugh soon evaporates.
申し訳ありません。はしたないとこをお見せしてしまいましたわね。
It seems like there's something going on here.
込み入ったお話があって、私たちがいない方がいいなら日を改めますけど。
いえ、何でもありませんわ。
So that scream was caused by nothing?
新藤部長から驚く話を聞いて驚いただけですわ。
Oh. Did she not know he's going to Europe? What's that?
それは私の口から言うことでは。
そのことならもう日向くんには話してあるよ。
なんですって。
For a moment, Satoin-san's hair seems to stand on end. I'm sure I'm just seeing things, but I could have sworn I saw her hair wriggling around like tentacles. Even now, it looks like it's about to wrap around Shindo-san's neck. Satoin-san turns to face me. Yo, talk about privacy or private space? Then leans right in close. What is it? Her face twitches as she forces a smile.
新藤部長がプロになるつもりだと聞いたのはいつでして？
I think it was on the last day of the fall tournament.
1ヶ月近く前の話ではありませんか。
Thanks for telling me the timeline now, Satoin-san. I actually did not know, how long it's been since the fall tournament. Ugh! An aura of pure rage bursts from Satoin-san and slams right into me. She's so terrifying right now that he can forget about newborn kittens. A full-grown lion would turn tail and flee. Yes, I suppose it was. What's the problem here? Satoin-san ignores my question. Leaning in so close, her nose is almost touching me.
北欧リーグに参戦するためフィンランドに移住するという話を聞いたのはいつでして？
That was last Sunday. Her face spasms.
青柳シオンと新藤部長が死闘での最後の試合をすると聞いたのはいつでして？
That was also last Sunday.
1週間前。
Satoin-san erupts again. I can practically see thick, black smoke rising off of her. Is she angry because she is not the one that first heard about it or something? Right. But what's the problem here? She once again ignores my question, haughtily turns heel, and leans in so close to Shindo-san, I almost think she's about to kiss him.
新藤部長、いや、新藤和成と呼ばせていただきますわ。そんな大切なことをどうして私に隠していたのですか？
I mean, it's his life.
いや、隠していたわけではないんだけどね。
隠していないのだとしたら、私が今まで知らないという事態が発生するわけがありません。100歩譲って、いえ、1000歩、万、億、小を譲って、日向雅也に先に伝えたのは理解できます。
She prods a finger against his chest and grinds it in. It's less of a "this is where your heart is" action and more of an "I'm trying to physically wound you" one. She might be trying to prod right through to his heart for all I know.
日向雅也に特別な感情を持っているのは知っていますが、将来プロの場でとか少年漫画みたいな話を真っ先にしたというのはまだ理解できます。
It was nothing so intense. I was just talking to him to help figure out what to do about the languid emotions in my heart. Clearly a difference in skill, Satoin-san.
青柳くんは僕の苦手なタイプだからね。死闘を離れる前に彼に試しておきたいことがあるんだ。
青柳仕様のことはギリギリ納得します。ですけど、どうしてプロになることを話してくれなかったのですか。そんなのおかしいですわ。
I don't know. I feel like you're the one that's actually going a bit too hard on this. It's his life.
いや、それは。
私が言いたいのは、青柳仕様との試合でセコンドをしたり、練習相手をしたり、そういうことは一切しないということです。
死闘での最後の試合だからこそ、僕は佐藤君にセコンドをしてもらいたいんだが。
So it's actually going to be her? I thought he was actually going to ask someone else. Ah, now I see. Shino-san hasn't told his club members that he'll be moving to Finland. Logic would dictate that he really should have spoken to them about it before us. Especially Satoin-san, who's been his second, his vice president, and his partner for years. I totally understand why she's angry. Maybe it's just something, like, maybe it's just a bond that I don't understand between club members.
進藤勝成のことなんかもう知りませんわ。
She cries, then starts sprinting toward the main building.
ちょっと待ってくれ。一体何をそんなに怒っているんだ、佐藤君。
Shindo-san hurriedly chases after her. The two of them whoosh past us like a whirlwind, leaving us dumbfounded, amazed, and feeling kind of awkward. Well, there goes like 15 minutes of my time that won't come back for nothing useful. Damn you, Satoin-san. We sure picked one hell of a day to come visit. Both president and vice president here are a mess. What's gonna become of this club? Ichinose pulls herself together.
二人のことは二人に任せて練習を再開しましょう。ここでだらけたら後から部長に叱られますよ。
She then claps her hands together.
1組はフィールドフライです。2組は1組の撮影。3組は試合形式の練習です。並んだ順に試合を始めてください。相手を選ばないでくださいね。はい、皆さん移動してください。
I really feel like there should have been someone else other than Satoin-san here. And also Rika. Because Rika's a first year, so actually having a first year like say all this stuff is a bit awkward. There's some noise from the crowd, but they follow Ichinose's instructions and get ready to train. I also try to forget about everything that just happened. Yeah, don't worry, Masaya, I already forgot what happened. Let's say that's a lover spat or something. What did you mean by filming just now?
フィールドフライの様子をスマホで撮影して、後で飛行姿勢の解析アプリを使って改善点を洗い出すんです。
Oh, kind of like a bike fit. I can't believe you can do that on your phone. I think there's actually an app that can do that on your phone too for bikes. But it's not like very good. I mean, it's pretty cheap though. I think about $10 or something. Compared to a normal bike fit, which could cost upwards to a couple of hundred. I guess it's technically like not too bad if you just are into the sport, right? And you just want to buy like a frame. But if you're like more professional, or I guess not professional, more serious about the sport, you want a bike that's custom tailored to your body. For sure. Just for comfort. Because with more comfort, you can actually go harder. What's a flying form analysis app? I've never heard of it.
海外製の有料アプリで、日本ではまだ広まっていないみたいですね。でも海外のプロは早くも取り入れ始めているとかで、うちでも導入してみることになったんです。
That's Takafuji for you. It must be a pretty good app if the pros are using it.
はい。アプリが理想の姿勢と照らし合わせて指摘をくれるんですが、 取り入れてから急激に飛行姿勢が綺麗になった部員もいます。
Interesting. So there's an app that can analyze the complex 3D movements of FC, huh? Sounds like it'll be expensive, but that won't be a problem. After our performance at the fall tournament, getting first and second place, we receive an increase to our club budget. I wonder how much people actually get from club budgets and stuff. I was never really into the management when it comes to my clubs when I was in high school, but I don't think that's going to be that high of a budget, right? I don't know though. Maybe like $1,000 a month? Maybe that's a bit too much. I don't know. I think I'll look into using this app for ourselves. So, what's with having that one group go straight into practice matches? She said Group 1 was field flying, Group 2 was recording, and Group 3 was playing matches.
練習が始まったばかりだよね。
We usually do drills to start with, then finish off with the practice matches. I thought that to be the standard everywhere.
試合の日っていろいろあって、ちゃんとアップできずに試合時間が来ることもありますよね。トーナメントで勝ち進めば準備する余裕がなかったりもしますし。
Oh, that's actually true. True, sometimes you get challenged to a match that you can't prepare for, but that's not an official match though. I mean, even when you are biking, you have like a couple of minutes before you start going to the start line. Or, you know, before you start crossing the start line. And that's usually when people warm up. For like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Obviously, once you try to play matches under perfect conditions. I don't know how I butchered up that word. But unless you have a lot of luck on your side, that won't always be the case. As Ichinose pointed out, the further you progress in a tournament, the less time you're given to rest before the next match starts. By the time you make it to the finals, you'll not only be exhausted, but also not have all that much time to warm up properly. I mean, you don't need to warm up after every match, what the fuck? You only need to warm up once. That's stupid. It's not like your body's not gonna be warmed up again after like, what? A match, maybe like 60 minutes. It's still gonna be warmed up. You don't need to do it again. The hell? Who knows how the match between Misaki and Asuka would have gone at the fall tournament if it had played under perfect conditions.
そういう時でもすぐ試合に入れるように最初に練習試合をするようにしているんです。いつでも試合ができるって心構えがあるのとないのとでは結果が違うと思うんです。最初に試合をしておけば後の練習で反省を生かせますから。
You make a good point there, actually. I've been trying to be open-minded when it comes to practice, but I guess I was still caught up in the preconceived notions after all.
最初に試合を持ってくるとそこで気が抜けちゃうこともありますから一長一短なんですけどね。
These big academies have completely different mindsets. I'm glad I came here. It's given me a lot to... Misaki looks dumbfounded. Hey, is something up? Her eyes are the same as they were after her match with Ganeko-san, as if her soul has left her. Misaki? You okay?
大丈夫。なんでもない。
Yeah, Misaki is definitely feeling that while other people are, you know, like I said, being creative about how they're gonna try to tackle, how to improve their skill, Misaki probably doesn't think like that. Well, if you say so. Ichinose was just explaining things to us.
ごめん、話を聞いてなかったわけじゃなくて。すごいなと思って驚いてた。
Ichinose curiously cocks her head.
自分たちのやってる練習の意味をスラスラと説明できるなんてすごいと思う。私にはそんなことできない。
That's because you don't have a fundamental understanding of FC, Misaki.
私 大会の優勝者にそういうことを言っていただけるのは嬉しいです。
Well, it's not like I have a fundamental understanding of FC, but I'm talking about, I have a fundamental understanding of what I do when I work out. I approach workout or working out in a holistic sort of implementation, right? So I train every part of my body. I train the inner part of my thighs, the outside part of my thighs. I train my quads, or, like my full legs. I train my calves. I train my neck. Heck, if I can train my freaking dick, I would have trained my dick, but that's not a muscle. But what I'm trying to say is that Misaki, in comparison to people who clearly are serious about the sport, she doesn't really know the fundamental basics about the theory behind why she practices X and Y and Z. She only has good reflexes. And she has, she has the necessary physical capabilities to do certain movesets.
あのさ、これって前にも聞いたかな。一ノ瀬ちゃんも私の対策を考えてたりする？
Smiling innocently, Ichinose nods.
はい、考えてますよ。それが礼儀ですからね。礼儀？強い人に何の対策もせずに挑んだら失礼じゃないですか。
Depends. Me personally, I probably would try to brute force it first. If I couldn't do that, then yeah, I probably would try to have a plan in mind.
今度試合するときはちゃんと怖い私を見せます。夏の大会の時みたいに何もできずに負けるなんて情けないことはしませんから、安心してください。
Well, the reason why I think about that is, or the reason why I think like that is because I'm, the sport that I am into is mostly like definitely limited by your physical capabilities. That's why I can say that. There are strategies in cycling, etc., but it's like not a really big part of it. It all depends in your physical capabilities at the end of the day.
安心はできないかな。次は勝たせてもらいますよ。
Ichinose says casually. We finished our observation and moved on to the date as planned. Only, after that whole incident with Satoin-san, it's gotten rather late and the sun has begun to set. I'd been about to ask if she still wanted to go to Iron Mall and Fukuro Island. But then, Misaki said it would be more of a date if we went to the mall near home, grabbed some croquettes, and walked around eating them. So we decided to return to Kunahama. Right now, the two of us are flying side by side. Until Misaki looks down, mutters, and suddenly straightens up to bring herself to a halt. What's up? I break too.
ほら見て、あれって裏脇境界じゃない？
I focus on where she's pointing and see the white walls. Huh. I didn't realize you could see it on the way back from Takafuji.
行ってみない？
Huh? Again? We were only just there.
あの時はガネコさんがいたしさ、ちゃんとデートって気分で見たらまた印象が違うかなって。
You're not wrong. You have a point. Ganeko-san certainly lowered the mood last time. Why not then?
よったい。それじゃ、レッツゴーニャー。
I follow behind Misaki. She descends head first toward the church. Worried it might be rude to land in the church's courtyard, we come down in the slop field of white flowers instead. The white butterflies sway in the wind exactly as they did a week ago.
ガネコさんが教えてくれた白鳥草の花言葉覚えてる？
Fleeting love, I think. Yo, wow, I actually got that right. Huh? Oh, fleeting love, wasn't it?
気になってネットで調べたら、それは花言葉の一つであって、他にも負けず嫌いとか清楚とか神秘的とかそういうのもあるんだって。
I mean, who the hell put words into flowers anywhere? It's humans, right? It can be anything, really. I smiled. She told us the worst one of all then. Misaki puffs out her cheeks.
本当にいい性格してる。考えてみれば、あの時からガネコさんの試合は始まってたわけだ。そういうことをする気持ちはわかるけど、本当にするかという気はする。
Don't worry, Misaki. Like, even if you understand someone else's feelings, that doesn't mean you should respect them, you know? She's one tenacious big sister. Misaki suddenly gets serious and stares at the white butterflies.
あのさ、ガネコさんがああいう番外戦を仕掛ける選手だって聞いたことある？
Can't say that I have. You'd start to hear rumors. People warning you to be careful if she was always acting like that.
ということは、私だけに仕掛けてきたってことか。
That's probably how big of a rival you were to her.
そう言われても、私なんかにって気はするんだけど。
Well, try thinking about what Inu and Asuka mean to you.
そう考えれば少しは納得できるかな。でも、私が乾さんやアスカほどの選手かって考えると。
Misaki sadly averts her gaze from me. My heart thumps. Because that expression, it's one I know. Incited by my hastening heartbeat, the small worry I hold hastily expands. If a strong wind were to blow right now, would it not carry Misaki away? Physically, I know that's impossible, but still. A rustling makes the two of us look at the field. A wave passes through the white butterflies, coming from those closest to the sea to inland.
風が見える。
She can't stay like this.
もうすぐぶつかる。
I can't leave Misaki like this. Oh, I'm actually supposed to say that too. Whoosh, the wind hits us. The white butterflies at our feet swirl around, as if we're standing in an ocean of flowers. Misaki is, quite obviously, still standing in the same place. But it's a position that seems far more unstable with the white flowers swaying below her in the wind. Are you finding FC tough? Misaki sniffs, then turns to face me.
どうしてそう思ったの？
Just a feeling I get. You've been looking awfully gloomy when it comes to FC lately.
私、そんな目をしてたか。
Do I actually have to voice act the freaking win? I'm not gonna voice act it, Masaya. Fuck you. Another gust of wind. Misaki brushes her long hair out of her face and holds it back, then takes a deep breath as just sucking in the wind.
マサヤはさ、マサヤはマサヤは FC のこと好き？バーベキューの帰り道では好きだって言ってたよね。
You said the same thing yourself. Not knowing how to respond, I repeatedly open and close my fists, as if trying to grab at the wind. Do I like FC, or do I hate it?
好きってちゃんと言える？
I don't know.
わかんないんだ。
I think that if it weren't for FC, I never would have suffered from pressure so intense it made me sick. And I never had this mess of stuff build up inside my heart. I said this before when Masaya was saying all this stuff, but he was attributing the stuff or attributing it to FC instead of the actual pressure from other people. I feel like it's not really fair. You can replace FC with, like, say, basketball, with soccer, with cycling, with any sort of competitive stuff, right? And at the end of the day, you're still gonna have the same sort of feeling. Because it's the pressure that someone pushes on you, and not the actual sport itself.
その気持ちはわかる気がするよ。私なんかが共感していいのかわかんないけどさ。
You are. I can tell you a million things I hate about it.
大げさだな。
I'm not exaggerating. Playing tag in the sky, pretending to be fighter planes, it's so childish. Why do we get so worked up about winning or losing at it?
そんなこと言っちゃうんだ。でもその気持ちはよくわかるよ。なんでこんなことやってんだって思うもん。
Right? Why do we play FC?
だけど好きなんでしょ？
I don't know.
やっぱりわかんないんだ。
I don't think it's about liking or hating it actually. It's just, I look at you, at Asuka, at Shindo-san, at Inui, and I want to be there too. That's why I'm making my comeback. It's just because there's somewhere I want to be. I want to know what it's like for myself. Say you hated walking, for instance. If there was somewhere you wanted to be, you'd still run to get there. That's why it's not about likes and dislikes. Kinda like about how I talk about, starting exercising at the beginning. Right? When I was like going to the gym. Like I was a fat ass. Who the hell would want to suddenly go walk in the treadmill, go to the gym consistently? Like of course not. But I wanna fix my condition, right?
あそこに行きたいからか。マサヤはそういうのなんだ。
What is for me?
FC をする理由。アスカは楽しいから FC をやってるんだろうしさ。マサヤは行きたい場所があるからするんでしょ。進藤さんは FC で強くなりたいからなんだろうし。
Yeah, we all have our reasons, don't you?
秋の大会が終わるまでははっきりとあったんだけど、今はわからん。
Yeah, because like I said, Misaki, your reason was borrowed from Masaya forcing you.
私はなんで FC を続けているのか正直わかんないし、 FC をするのが怖いよ。
You are.
うん、怖い。私を研究している人がたくさんいて、その人らはみんな私に勝とうとしてるなんて、やっぱりそれは怖いですぞ。期待されているのも怖い。みんな勝手に私に期待してさ。
True, but you can also not care about what they expect from you. The words spill from her as she loses her nerves. As long as you're doing your best, who cares what other people's expectations are, Misaki? But I guess this is something that most people that are younger probably wouldn't understand just yet. Like, like people's expectations at the end of the day, it's just that. It's just expectations. Even if you don't met them, like who cares? They're like random people that, yeah, you might know in real life, but they're not gonna do anything about your life. It's your own choice.
別に期待に応えなくたっていいのは分かってる。わがままに振る舞ってもいいってマサヤは前に言ってくれたよね。
Okay, no, she's actually much more mature than that. She knows. I did.
だけど期待に応えられない自分も怖いんだよね。他人の期待なんか無視してもいいって分かってるけど、だけど無理だよ。
Why? Misaki begins to tear up.
アスカにあんな無邪気に楽しそうに嬉しそうに、次はもっとすごい試合をしようって言われて、それで私に期待しないでなんて言える？
I mean, as long as you're still doing your best.
言えないよね。アスカはいい子だよ。尊敬してる。すごいなーって思う。だから恨み事を言いたいわけじゃない。ただ アスカに期待されるほどの自分なのかって考えると怖い。
I mean, I guess having someone like Asuka is for sure gonna be super pressuring. Hmm.
佐藤院さんは怒ってたけど、進藤さんとの試合はすごかったよ。いろいろなことを考えていて、ものすごく本気で FC と向き合ってるんだなって分かった。
Misaki hangs her head.
アスカだけじゃなくてさ、あんな必死なガネコさんを見て、あんなにキラキラしてるみなもちゃんを見て、わがままに振る舞うなんて、そんなの私には無理だよ。
Right. I know how you feel. I try to live up to those expectations. I tried and I tried. And in the end, I was crushed.
強くなろうって思えたらいいのかもしれない。だけど秋の大会で優勝しちゃって目標が見えなくて、夏の大会で優勝しようってうまく思えない。気持ちを持っていけない。はっきり言ってもう FC なんかしなくたっていいのかもしれないって思うことがあるよ。
She's been considering giving up on FC. I'd assume she had thoughts along those lines, but to hear her come out and say it is still shocking.
はあ、
Hey! Hey! Whoa! Misaki grasps my hand with one of hers, my wrist with the other, then falls backward, exactly as she had done 1 week prior at the beach. My arm and shoulder slam into the solid ground with a thud.
痛い。白鳥草がもっとクッションになってくれるかと思ったけど、全然そんなことなかった。
Duh, Misaki. I rubbed my sore arm, still lying down. What the hell were you thinking?
綺麗な花の中で寝たら素敵かと思ったんだけど、葉っぱがチクチクしてあんまり気持ちいいもんじゃないね。考えてみれば白鳥草にかわいそうなことしてしまったし。
Ganeko-san said they were resilient and prosperous, so they'll be fine, I think.
マサヤ、だったらダメだよ。
Why not? Misaki squeezes down on my hand.
寝転んで手を握った状態なら私は逃げられないじゃない。
So does Misaki actually want us to be the reason for her to keep going? I guess these two are made for each other then. Like, Masaya pushes the responsibility onto Misaki, and Misaki is pressured by Masaya to keep that responsibility, right? So she wants us to become her reason for, like, giving her all in FC again. Were you planning to run away?
そんなつもりはないけど、私は逃げるの得意だからさ。でも今は逃げちゃダメだって思うから、そういうこと。
You don't actually want to quit, do you?
心の表面はやめたいって言ってる。私は今すごくモヤモヤしていて、どうしたらいいのかわかんないんだ。
Right.
わかんないから FC から逃げたいしやめたいけど、でもこんなモヤモヤした気持ちを抱えた状態で FC をやめたら、私は復帰を決意する前の私に戻っちゃう気がする。
You're so much stronger than Masaya, Misaki. Much stronger. Misaki squeezes my hand even tighter. White butterflies sway around us as the wind streams over our faces.
あんな自分には戻りたくない。だから私は FC をやめたいけどやめたくない。でもどうすればいいんだろう。 私はいつ FC をやめればいいんだろう。
I don't know. Unlike FC, the way I think about this is like when I go to the gym, and I do think I will go to the gym until the day that I die, Misaki. So, if I were to say, if we are comparing apples to peaches, never. When?
乾さんだってアスカだって進藤さんだっていつか選手じゃいられなくなるよね。そういう日は必ず来るよね。どういうタイミングでそれは来るんだろう。
I don't think anyone will stop, Misaki. Or, I don't know about anyone else, but if I were to really like something, I don't think I will ever stop. Unless maybe like my legs suddenly will stop working, then yeah, I was forced to stop. But if I can still pedal, I would still freaking cycle till the day that I die too. Asuka seems like she'll keep playing till the day she dies. Okay. Guess Asuka is the same as me then. Misaki smiles slightly.
そうだね。そういう雰囲気はあるけど、老人になったら現役の選手と一緒には飛べないよね。いや、アスカなら飛ぶかな。
I mean, when you're a grandma, you can probably try to get better tuning in your FC or something. Like, if I'm like 70 years old or 80 years old, there's like e-bikes out there that has motors that would help you pedal. I don't know. People choose to retire for all different sorts of reasons. Maybe they feel they've reached their limit. Maybe an injury forces them to quit. Or maybe they simply get tired of it all.
それじゃ聞き方を変える。理想の引退ってどういうのかな。
When you feel like you've done it all, wouldn't you say?
やりきったね。
Right now, I don't want to be thinking about how I'll eventually have to leave FC behind, but I think the best time to retire is when you can look at yourself and say, look how far I've come. I've done everything I wanted to do in FC.
そっか。そっか。そうかもね。ああ、うん。きっとそうなんだよ。それが理想だってわかる。
Yeah, and I don't think that actually just applies to FC. I feel that applies to everything. Misaki nods several times.
私って何でもできるじゃない？
If you put your mind to it. You're not meant to say that about yourself, but well, yeah. Misaki's more capable than most when it comes to both intellect and sports.
だけど何かをやったぞ。何かをやり遂げたぞ。私はこれをやったことがある。私は最後までこれをやった。そんな風に思えることって何もないんだよね。
That goes the same for me.
そうかもしれないけどさ、こんなに本気になってこんなにドキドキしたのって FC が初めてなんだよね。だから私は FC のこと好きなんだと思う。
Hearing that sends relief coursing through me.
嫌いだけど好き。それは間違いない。だから FC をやり遂げたいと思う。だけどどうすればいいのかな。今の私は試合をするのが本当に怖いんだよね。
I'm jealous of you, Misaki.
はあ？前もそんなこと言ってましたよね。一体私のこんな状況の何が羨ましいのか理解に苦しむ。
Maybe it's because you're actually a lot more honest about your feelings than Masaya was. Well, like, I think I know you well. But lately, I've realized there's actually still a lot I don't know about you too. Misaki smiles complacently.
ふふふ。私はそこを見せない女ですから。
I roll onto my side, grab onto Misaki's shoulders, and pull her in close. She flusters and I squeeze her tight, her soft warmth pressed against me.
これはどういうことかな。
I love you, Misaki, and I want to get to know even more about you. I was gonna say about you even more. Raise your head.
うん。
Leaning in, I press my lips to hers, as if confirming their soft, springy feel.
何？
You guys better not have sex at this stupid flower field, okay? At least go back home first!
どうしてこのタイミングでキスするの？
You didn't like it?
嫌じゃないけど。
We peck repeatedly at each other's lips.
待った！こんな本気なキスをしてどこまでするつもり？ここなら誰にも見えないだろうけど、そういうことまで考えてる？
I'm not, don't worry.
そうなんだ。
You disappointed?
がっかりなんかしてない！そういうことばかり言ってると怒るよ！
I just wanted to prove that I love you, and I want to know more about you.
今確認しなきゃいけないことなの？
I suffered from FC to the point where I could no longer carry on playing. I know how scared she is all too well, so I'm in no position to tell her to stand up against it. This must be how Aoi-san felt when I was suffering, I think. She'd have known that fear for herself, and that's why she didn't force me to keep on going. I have to say what Aoi-san was unable to. Otherwise, Misaki might end up going down the exact same path I did. What Aoi-san couldn't say, what she couldn't tell me. Just what is that exactly? The reason I'm jealous of you, Misaki, is because I'm not standing there alongside you.
でもすぐに来るつもりなんでしょ？
I'm not ready to fly just yet, but I feel like I could start tomorrow.
それは知ってるけど。
I made up my mind, find my determination or whatever a long time ago. I look up at the sky for a moment, before returning to look Misaki in the eyes. I'll promise you now, once your next match is over, I'll start joining practice. I think that'll be the right time. Misaki lets out a discouraged sounding laugh. What was that about?
いやまあなんていうかマサヤが復帰するのかって考えたら嬉しいような不安なような気がしてさ。なんかこうさっきの笑い声はそういう反応？
That anxiety.
そのマサヤが復帰するのは嬉しいけど現状が変わるんだって考えたらそれだけでちょっと不安。あ、ごめん、こんなの彼女が言うことじゃないよね。
I want you to say whatever it is that's on your mind. Look.
なになに？復帰のことなら何でも協力するつもりだけど。
I appreciate that, really. But, and I hope I'm wrong here, but you're not considering changing to the supporting role when I make my comeback, are you? Misaki stares at me blankly for a moment, before cocking her head in thought.
もうそういう未来があってもいいかなとは少し思うかな。マサヤを怒鳴って腕立て伏せを強制させたり、疲れて倒れたマサヤにねんねの時間じゃないぞと言ったりするのは楽しそう。
You'd kill me before I ever made it to a match. What are you, a drill sergeant?
マサヤのサポートをするっていうのは甘美な状態ではありそうですにゃ。
I can do without the training regime from hell.
いや、さっきのは冗談で、やるとなったら真剣にやりますよ。
I'd appreciate some support, but I don't need you going all out on it.
え？
Misaki's eyes take on a serious hue.
必要ないってどういう意味？夏の間、マサヤに全力で助けてもらったのに、私が同じことをしちゃダメってこと？
Exactly. Misaki gasps and glares at me.
どういうこと？私は頼りにならないって言いたいの？確かに私は作戦とか考えるのは下手かもしれないけど、でもそれ以外のことなら。
Just hear me out. You have no idea how reassuring it would be to have you full on supporting me like that.
だったら
You needed my help, right? Well, I'd love to help you help me, but I don't need it. I hold up my hand as Misaki's eyes and mouth open wide. What I want from you, Misaki, is admiration.
憧れ。
I want you to admire me. I love watching you train. I love watching you play matches. I admire how hard you work so much. I'm jealous because of how much I admire her. I admire her so much because she makes me jealous. I don't know. The logic doesn't seem sound to me. That sense of jealousy and admiration is what's pushing me to make progress, I think. I want to get to where you are right away. I want to be like you are already.
私なんかに憧れてもって気はするけどね。
Well, I do admire you, so there.
なんだか恥ずかしいですにゃ。
Well, I'm being serious here. What'll help me the most isn't you supporting me directly, but being able to watch you flying like you mean it. Misaki corrects her posture slightly.
マサヤが届くまで、私は憧れの存在で居続けないといけないってこと？
Yup, exactly what I said, Misaki. Masaya is gonna, once again, force you on that role. And I guess you actually want him to do that too. I'd hope that I can keep on admiring you long after that too.
私より強くなったら憧れの存在じゃなくなるよね。もしかしてその時がマサヤが届いたって状態？
I can see where you're coming from, but I disagree. What I admire is you playing FC. So when it comes down to it, how strong you are is really irrelevant.
それって私に FC を続けろって言っているのと一緒だよね。やめるつもりはないし、マサヤの期待に応えたいとは思ってるよ。マサヤは私に大切な気持ちをくれたんだもん。
Misaki squeezes her eyes tightly shut.
だけどね、マサヤの憧れになれるように努力したいけど、やっぱり試合をするのが怖いんだよね。何？
I lift Misaki into my arms and reposition us so that we're sitting facing each other. You're scared of playing matches because all your opponents are bringing knives to stab you with, right?
マサヤはそういうのが後ろ向きだって言うのかもしれないけど、怖いよ。
Your opponent trying to stab you or not really isn't important. That's not where the fear comes from.
どういう意味？ナイフで刺されるのは誰だって怖いってば。
The knife itself isn't a problem. It's knowing that your opponent has a knife that makes you withdraw into your shell and give them control of the game, Misaki.
相手のペースに合わせてる。
Yup. You were on the defensive in both your match against Satoin-san and the one against Ganeko-san.
それはそうだけど。
So is Masaya's gonna just tell her to just win with overwhelming force? So that she doesn't even have to care about being on the defensive? I'm all up with that, Masaya. Misaki mutters in confusion before puffing out her cheeks.
だって相手は私を倒すための作戦を考えているって分かってるんだから、私じゃなくても警戒してそうなっちゃうよ。
Yes, which is why your problem isn't the knife. It's the fear of what will happen if you get stabbed. Misaki mumbles as if trying to come up with a way to refute me.
全問答みたいので私を言いくるめようとしている？
I'm not. All I'm saying is that if you're able to keep control of the game, Misaki, your opponents will have a hard time drawing their knives in the first place. Even if they do, you'll be able to remain calm and deal with it.
そんなこと言うのは簡単だけど。
I have a plan.
作戦？
It's something I realized during your match with Satoin-san. The assumption is that he knew his tactics put fighters at a disadvantage.
私もちょっと感じてた。ドッグファイトに入れる機会が減ってるよね。
That's because she refused to enter the second line. In fact, she always took a shortcut whenever you were in an advantageous position. On the lines where you could go for a dogfight, your opponent tried to keep the height advantage, which is disadvantageous enough. So what we need to do is increase the opportunities you have to dogfight.
増やす？下から猛烈にアタックを続けるとか、そういうこと？
What I have in mind isn't a dogfight technique, but a positional one. I pick up 4 pebbles, draw a square in the earth, and place 1 on each corner. This is the first boy, this is the second boy, and so on. Works well enough now. Misaki rummages through her pocket and pulls out 2 white butterfly petals, which she places by the first boy.
これでどうかな？花にはかわいそうなことをしちゃったけど。
Those probably fell off as we came crashing down.
こういう時に花びらを使うなんて昔話みたいで素敵じゃないかな。じゃ、私がこっちの花びらで、マサヤがこっちの花びらね。
I mean, this whole situation is such a dreamlike situation, Misaki. In this situation, I'll be a fighter, so you be an all-rounder for me.
分かった。マサヤがファイターね。それじゃあスタート。
I move my petal over near to the third boy.
ラインの中央じゃなく、そんな遠くまで行っちゃうの？
It's a diagonal shortcut.
それってどういう意味があるわけ？
First, can you tell me what the purpose of shortcutting to the middle of the line is?
それは相手を止めた時にドッグファイトを長い時間するためだよね。V の近くにいたらドッグファイトに入れたとしても V に逃げられるかもしれない。
Additionally, going to the start of the line gives you less time to prepare, so your opponent might have an easier time slipping past you. But think about it. The second line is one that's always going to be a shortcut.
そこまで開き直っちゃっていいんだ。
You get the premise, yeah? Then back to explaining the diagonal shortcut. Try shortcutting normally for me.
うん。
Misaki shortcuts to the third line. I touch the boy and move to the next line. See? I'm already there. That much goes without saying, since I was already beside the third boy.
ちょっと待って。こっちは交差するまで V タッチできないわけだから。
Now the fighter has all the time in the world to find themselves in an advantageous position which, if everything goes well, they can then launch a dogfight from. Until now, our opponents have always shortcutted to the third line to take the height advantage. Now we can turn it around.
乾さんの戦術を互いに使っているのに、ファイターが有利なポジションでドッグファイトに入れるってこと？
That's exactly how I think it'll play out.
ちょっと待って。こんな単純なことで？ 待って、仕切り直し。じゃあセカンドラインでオールラウンダーがショートカットせずに侵入したらどうなるわけ？
Then you deal with it. With something else. Then I revolve near to the boy on standby. This whole strategy is about being close to the boy. Misaki ponders it all, bobbing her pedal up and down before moving it straight up.
そっちがその位置にいるなら、私は思いっきり高く飛ぶ。
That's a valid counter strategy.
私と試合をした時の佐藤院さんの作戦を使えるよね。ポジションも似てるし。
Sure, but this time I continue revolving on standby instead of fighting for the height advantage.
思いっきりコードを取って V めがけて水シーダを仕掛ける。
I get between the boy and my opponent, ready to block them from below.
水シーダでマサヤファイターを下に弾く。もし相撲が使えたとしても、ここから相撲に入るのは無理だよ。
Face to face flying against an opponent hurling at you like a rocket is impossible after all.
V の下まで弾く。ファイターでも水シーダを受けたらすぐに立ち直るのは無理。私の方も姿勢は乱れてるけど、弾かれた方向は V より上だから重力を使って V タッチできる。
That's about what I expected.
そういう展開になるなって。マサヤの作戦意味ないってことじゃない。
Don't rush things. The suicida is a surprise attack. One that you use when your opponent is either being negligent or already off balance. There's no reason to take it head on, is there? You can touch the opponent and parry them to the side, or change trajectory and brush against them. Either way, you're gonna send them spiraling away from the boy. Then you can take the height advantage for yourself.
確かにそうだけど、水シーダを止める練習なんかしたことないから、うまくできるかな。
Come on, Misaki, that's what practice is all about. It just so happens we have a suicida expert in our club.
あ、真っ白か。試合では見たことないけど、私が優勝した時に出した水シーダはすごかったもんね。あ、そっか。待って。
Misaki moves her pedal parallel to the line.
オールラウンダーはラインの途中まで行ってからショートカットすればいいだけなのでは？
Narrowing the distance between players before shortcutting will also reduce the distance the opponent in this situation has to fly. That works to the all-rounder's benefit, as they fly faster and can then set themselves up in an advantageous position on the next line. I've thought about that too. If the opponent starts moving down the line, you move here and revolve. I move my pedal over to the inside of the line.
これってアスカが新藤さんとの試合でやったポジション取りの応用？
Yup, I'm straight up copying her.
ショートカットに行く途中で抑えるつもりなんだよね。
You predict the route the all-rounder will shortcut along and take a position in it, yes.
そんなことしたら V がガラ空きになるけど。
If they aim back for the boy, then you move back here.
ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。そんな都合よくいく？
It won't be so easy in practice, but we have the fighter close to the boy and their opponent further away. As long as you can gauge the distance, you can make it work. In an actual match, the way you gauge that distance will likely be the turning point. In any case, if you've succeeded this far, it doesn't matter if they touch the boy. In fact, you might as well let them touch it.
え、どういうこと？互いに乾さんの戦術を理解している状態で序盤に2点を失うのはかなりきついのでは？
Lend me that. I take Misaki's pedal and start moving it. Misaki completely freezes as she watches, staring seriously at the pedal. The words spill from her stiff mouth.
そういうことになるんだ。
You're a natural-born fighter, Misaki. Why would you even say no to an outcome like this? The match has only just started. You may be 2 points down, but from this position, you can make that up and more.
防ぐ手段があったりしない？
I'm sure there are. There's no such thing as a flawless strategy after all. But taking this position basically eliminates any disadvantage that fighters have from Inui's tactics.
対角線ショートカット。
We create more positions that are advantageous to you, so that you can keep on fighting even when your opponent's packing a knife. If anyone can do it, it's you. Misaki thinks to herself for a moment, before opening her mouth slightly.
マサヤってオールラウンダーだよね。
She mutters. Yeah, so?
マサヤは
Suddenly, she starts shouting.
これから復帰するのに、それなのに私のための作戦を一生懸命考えてくれたんだよね。そんなのおかしくない？
Is it strange that I did?
おかしい。自分のことを考えてよ。私ばっかり助けられてるみたいで。
Misaki contracts, tensing up.
なんか苦しい。
Watching you suffer is more frustrating to me. I will say that I don't think I could do this if it were only out of admiration for you, Misaki.
なんで？
When you admire someone, you're basically looking up at them. They look so huge and awe-inspiring, while you feel much smaller and insignificant. That's how I feel about Shindo-san, at least. Sure, I give him advice when he comes asking for it, but I could never give him advice of my own volition. I don't feel like I'm on his level at all. But it's not just admiration I have for you, Misaki. It's love. I want to help you. That's why I thought up the strategy.
対角線ショートカットでのポジション取り。もしこれが実戦でもちゃんと使えて、そしたら私は今よりも強くなると思う。
I'll bet.
私がこれをやったらきっとファイターはみんな真似するよ。マサヤはオールラウンダーだよね。マサヤにとっては私に教えない方が良かったんじゃないの？
I mean, I don't know about you, Misaki, but I feel like most people... I don't know. I feel like if people were that good, like, they wouldn't be afraid of actually teaching people how to get better. That's not how this works. I'm your second, and it's my job to help you get stronger. I want to help you.
すごいプレッシャーかも。
What I'm trying to say is that if neither of the people that are playing get better at some point, the sport itself is gonna get stagnated. Stagnated? Is that a word? The sport itself is gonna stagnate. There we go. I think that's much better. Sorry, I never intended it to come across like that. But I'm not the only one thinking about you, Misaki. I know that's going to be a lot of pressure. I've experienced it myself after all. I know that now is the moment to spill my feelings to her. I have to make her understand. But it's an incredible thing too. I can't really describe it, but this is a moment where everyone's thinking about you. Their hearts, their emotions, they're all focused on you. That's not a bad thing, huh? I can't explain myself. The right words won't come out. I know I have to get her to understand, but my words are failing me. Misaki's shoulders slump.
私のために考えてくれたんだよね。
I sure did, Misaki.
愛が重いな。
You haven't seen a half of it.
この程度のことじゃないよ。はあ、もうガネコさんの愛もみなもちゃんの愛もアスカの愛も乾さんの愛もみんな重いんだって。もう
I don't know whether or not to consider those as love, but sure. Everyone's taking you seriously, Misaki.
マサヤも私と試合したいんでしょ？
I do.
いいよ。早く来てよ。私 マサヤのために強くなってあげる。だからマサヤは私のために強くなって、そして私とちゃんと試合をして。
Sorry about that, Misaki. It's a promise. I won't stop until I'm good enough to face you in a match.
そういうマサヤを見れば私だって FC を続けられると思う。そしたら何かがわかると思うんだ。だから
All of a sudden, Misaki's eyes open wide, like she's seen a ghost. Did I say something I shouldn't have?
違う違う、そうじゃなくて。
The petals resting between us start tumbling through the air. I'm not gonna voice act that, damn it. The wind blows past us once more. Rustling, the flowers sway around us. We're so low down that white butterflies spread as far as the eye can see.
花と空とマサヤしか見えなくて、世界に二人だけになったような気がするな。
I'm telling you, Misaki, anime-like situation. We'd be able to see beyond if we stood up.
立てばね、座ったままなら二人だけの世界。立つのがもったいない気がする。
There are a lot of things you don't realize unless you're sitting down, huh? Maybe my setbacks could have been avoided just by standing up to get a higher point of view.
マサヤと二人っきりでいれるなら気づかない方が幸せってこともあるかもしれないけどね。
Me too. Misaki, who's sitting amid the flowers and breeze, twists her hips slightly, face tense and stiff, as if holding something back.
私、さっき言った。
What bit?
強くなってちゃんと試合してくれって。それは私がみんなに言われてたこととほとんど一緒だよね。
Misaki squeezes out the words.
それが嫌で逃げたくなってたのに、無自覚でマサヤに同じこと言っちゃうなんて。
I mean, there's no ill intent on it.
好きな人にそんな大変なことを求めるなんて、自分が言われて嫌だったことを言うなんて。私、みんなと同じだ。
I don't know, Misaki. You probably have girlfriend privileges, so that might be okay.
みんな私にこんな気持ちを持ってたんだ。そっか。そっか。そうだったんだ。
She crosses her arms in front of her chest as if hugging herself.
私だって持ってたのに。それがみんなと同じ気持ちだって気づかなかったんだ。自分だけがひどい目に遭っているような気がして。
Misaki's face screws up like she's about to cry as she curls up.
ようやく気づいた。私もみんなと同じ気持ちを持ってたんだ。私だってしたいんだ。
She trembles slightly, trying to fight back the emotions threatening to explode from within.
期待してるんだ。 FC で何かが変わるんじゃないかって、何かつかめるんじゃないかって、みんなそう思ってるんだ。そんな気持ちで私としたいって。
I actually don't know that feeling, Misaki. This may be something more that people that do competitive sports understand more. I don't know, I feel like the emotions you're trying to teach me here or like voice out here is lost on me. Misaki wipes the tears from her eyes with the back of her hand as she forces a smile.
悔しいけど嬉しい。
Same here. The distance between Misaki and myself annoys me, but her feelings make me happy.
私も
私もそうだったんだ。
She shouts, releasing all of her emotion in a rush.
ああ、不思議だ。自分の気持ちが変わっていくの。わかる。でもね、やっぱりまだ怖いよ。FC に関係することの全部が。それでも怖い。
Well, yeah, that's a given.
怖いけど気づいちゃったからさ。みんなの気持ちに気づいたから。みんなごめん。私勘違いしてたんだ。ごめん。
How do you feel now that you've had this realization?
みんなのこと愛したいのかもしれない。
I am so confused right now. What the hell are you talking about, Misaki? Love, huh? Part of me thinks that's going way too far. Yet it also seems to be an incredibly fitting word to use.
なんて言ったらいいんだろう。みんなのことを受け入れたいけど、それだけじゃなくて私を押し付けたい。みんなを見たいし、私のこと見てもらいたい。マサヤ、
Yeah?
私の愛をぶつけるから、ちゃんと覚悟して聞いて。
I'm listening.
早く私と試合できるとこまで来て。
Sure. I'm gonna get there. Misaki smiles in relief.
飛びたいって気持ちで胸が痛いかも。
Misaki shudders a little. Goosebumps cover her exposed skin.
どうしよう。どうしたら。マサヤ、練習しよう。対角線ショートカットが使えるのか試したい。
I smile wryly. What about our date?
マサヤと一緒なら何をしていたってデート。違う？
She proceeds to answer for herself.
違わない。
She declares. Wow, that was a super short chapter, but a very good one. Damn. You believe in a thing called love, huh? They really like to, just say the word love or paint over it as some sort of this magical feeling that would transcend all. I personally don't believe so, but that scene was pretty heartwarming. And I can't really say I understand Misaki all that much when she was talking about how, well, I don't know, I guess she was afraid that she was alone in facing that sort of situation, right? And after she realized that everyone was feeling the same way she was accepted, or she didn't feel alone anymore. The way I think is actually a bit different from Misaki. The way I think is actually that it's okay to be different. Like, everyone is different. There's no way like you and everyone else will be 100% the same. So, I'm a bit extreme in that department though, in that it's okay to be totally different. But, yeah, that was a really nice scene. But, like I said, a lot of it is still mostly lost on me because of the... Like, it mostly used emotions as the driving factor in what Misaki's trying to convey. And as I said, I am mostly emotion... deprived. I'm, there's a lot of calluses in my, emotions and stuff. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to actually pause the recording because there was something loud outside. But, well, it is the end of the, episode anyway. I've been recording for 2 hours and 30 minutes at this point. That chapter was pretty short for what I consider to be, a mainline chapter, but it was short and sweet. Not a lot of filler. I guess the filler part was just when Satoin-san was talking to Shindo-san. That was 15 minutes I couldn't take back. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. And of course, if you guys on YouTube are not on Patreon just yet, do feel free to go to Patreon and become a free member, because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. I'm gonna go delete this episode or this save in case I forgot to actually, you know, in case I actually load that one instead on the next episode, which is tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.